we're here. We made it. I promise.
Okay.
Hello, everyone.
We'll see. We'll see.
Listen, Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Revenge of the Gith, Season 4, Episode 16. We took a nice little 2-week break, did some human things those past couple of days, and now we are back in the final stretch. Essentially, very last 4 episodes to that final act within the game, within this, which are my favorite game on this channel. So without further ado, let's go around. Everyone introduce themselves, their characters, and answer that really awkward question the GM has prepared for us. Right?
Amazing. Hello, everyone. I'm that GM, Robert, the GM, or Rob Mural, and whatever you know me as. And I'm curious if you may or may not remember, we saw a very interestingly dressed individual at the end of the last episode. So I guess my question is, if the characters had to pick an outfit that they wore for all of eternity, what would it be? Like it's the same outfit no matter what. All the rest of their life has to be the same outfit for all circumstances.
Hi everyone, I'm Montana. I play Throck the Unsatisfied, level 14 druid, Circle of the Moon druid, and just a little dash of warlock. And if you had to wear the same thing, definitely would have pleather pants, really skin tight pleather pants, and then I guess since this is a magical world, he would have like a leaf, like a leaf Lady Gaga outfit, and it would just change with the seasons. But it would just be like full leaf with like the hood and everything.
Of course. Amazing. Thrilling.
Hello, everyone. I'm Robin. I'm playing Proserpina, the tiefling arcane archer and the world's most unassuming alchemist. And if I had to pick one outfit to wear for all time, just one outfit. I mean, I didn't really have that many growing up, but one thing that I want, it would be a really pretty dress. But the bodice would be corset lace in the back, be black because black goes really well with my skin tone, matches my hair and everything, and my horns. And then I probably have like some purple lace over it in the panels under the under the breastises, so that way it would have some nice contrast. The skirt would be black and it would be all the way down to my ankles, but it would have slits up the side so I could move and position and aim as well as run if I needed to, and hike it up to gird the loins for battle and for running the fuck away from big mean things in hell.
You've thought
prepared,
about this.
apparently. Did the homework.
Yes,
wow.
I have.
All right.
Did he tell you the question like yesterday or something, and you were prepared?
Oh no, he actually didn't. But I have thought about these things for a couple of months now.
Okay.
All right.
Oh. All right. I am Obadiah. I will be playing Hong Fuzi, half Drow Warden extraordinaire, and if he had to wear it forever, I think he would actually reach into possibly the far, far future and wear a mobster's pinstripe suit, complete with hat at all times in all situations.
Mm-hmm.
Would it have a feather? I just need to know.
Yes.
Yes,
Why
it
would it
would
not
have
have
a
a feather?
Amazing.
The feather is assumed. I thought I didn't have to mention it.
Amazing.
Hi everybody, my name is Val, or Rizzy Raid on the internet. This is my channel, and today I play Anja Desamore, our half-drow blade singer. She is a wizard, and she is the smartest one here, but also the most anxious. And if she had to wear something for the entirety of her life, her bottoms would be skinny, distressed black jeans. With combat boots, of course, a simple t-shirt or just linen shirt, and glamour-studded leather armor, so that she can change the way that her outfit looks all the time. because as a blade singer, she is proficient in studded leather. Like, but yeah, that's what she would do because magic, just because I'm wearing it doesn't mean it looks like I'm wearing it. So, but yeah, that's what Anja would wear.
Amazing. And about I know it's probably no, I get it. But like if the audience wanted your character to like cartoon style only be able to wear one outfit at any point, you know, is there any way they could do that?
I mean, yeah, if they hate us. You can actually affect this game with your bits, subs, and donations on the channel. Every 100 biddies goes to a reroll to anybody that you see here. Anytime you subscribe or give subs to the channel, you can give us nat 1s or nat 20s here. And if you just donate money, just straight up, just give me money through Coffee or Streamlabs, wherever your preferred method of payment is. Sliding scale, you can make shit happen. Lots of shit has happened on this channel with that sliding scale. It's always to Rob's discretion, of course, and we'll never cross any lines or veils that our cast has put up because that's dumb. Like we don't do that to the people that we love. We don't hurt them on purpose. Like, but yeah, that's what we do here.
Right. And but I know it's
Oh,
also probably but what if is there a free way that they could also affect the game? Like,
oh
I don't know.
man,
So work with
like,
me here.
yo, I want y'all all to look at that follower count. I am 28 followers away from 1,000 here on Twitch. And if we get to 1,000 in the next 4 weeks on this channel, we will have a deck of many things. So, if you haven't followed yet, follow. If your friends haven't followed, if your cat hasn't followed, if your parents haven't followed, make them follow. I'm gonna make an account just for my cat now. I'm not. He'll get an Instagram
it's okay.
eventually.
It's a Twitchcast. We know you're watching. It's fine. Everything's fine.
It was a joke.
And yeah, that is how you can affect the game. See, look at that. Thank you to Disgustipated Day for the follow. You've helped us so much. But yeah, that's us. That's it. And without further ado, I'm gonna just let our dungeon master take us off now.
All right, and take us off. I shall, as we return once again to the world of Oriol, which 2 years ago now was invaded by the Githyanki, even though they were just thought of as just basically raiders or pirates. No, turns out they have a full armada and have essentially put the material plane under martial law, which the parties found out is because of the orders of their arch-lich leader, Lakith. The party, having recently technically completed a job for Lakith, although they have not given what they were supposed to give to her in order to complete the job, is now dealing with some non-Gith related threats, although that does not mean there are no longer Gith related threats. The party has begun primarily, though, focusing on Throck the Unsatisfied's home, a swamp outside of Manja, the place where the party, as it first came together, where Bloodtail, the first ever red dragon, and in fact, basically the first and most successful pirate, turned into the first ever red dragon in a blessing mostly cursed by Tiamat, has been desperately trying to breach the one planar connection between the material plane and the Nine Hells. But after a brief negotiation between Bloodtail and Throck the Unsatisfied, Throck offered his aid in exchange for the swamp no longer being under attack by Bloodtail. So the party, after a very successful magical scouting, went to the small coastal town of Krakenswatch, interacted with the colorful locals there and their many warlocks, and made a big ol' scene and stole a mote of pure shadow, pure negative energy from a mysterious, very poor taste in decoration individual, in an attempt to make Bloodtail a shadow red dragon, so that they might actually be capable of harming Tiamat, who is of course immune to fire, immune to dragon's breath normally because she made it. So I believe we last left off with the party just getting away, turning into wind and flying swiftly off to reunite in the swamp with Bloodtail, having just narrowly avoided being caught by the owner of the home that they had just broken into and stolen from. So, you all are flying away from Kraken's Watch. If there's anything you all would want to do before getting to the swamp, or if you would want to like stop outside of it and to have a party chat, let me know. Otherwise, we will just cut to you all unwinded in the swamp.
I think Throck would actually like to dip down before we get into the swamp.
Great. So Throck kind of dips down with the party outside of the swamp here.
Noticing that he is dipping down, I will also dip down.
I figured that's an invitation to a meeting, so I'm just going to start unwinding as we dip here.
Yeah, we're following.
Once we all are like done unwinding ourselves.
Yes.
God, that's such a weird way.
Demystifying yourselves.
He's just gonna like turn to the group and just be like, okay, we have it. Now what? Then he turns to Anja.
You think he eats?
She like stops and like blinks, like just thinking to herself, "Why is he looking at me? Why is he looking?" I guess we just present to him the thing, like you should, and be like, "Hey, we got you a present that will help you fight Tiamat, and turn you into a shadow dragon." Just tell him the truth. Like, just tell him that we have something for him. I don't think he'll dislike it. I mean, do you think he'll dislike it? Do you think that maybe we think he's not strong enough? Like,
dragons like getting free stuff, right?
Red dragons definitely like getting free stuff. Like, that's kind of their thing. So I hope so. And plus, he was an ex-pirate. Like, we're presenting him treasure.
Yeah, picture like that. Picture like that. Treasure.
Yeah, it's treasure.
Treasure of power.
Yeah, power treasure.
Yeah.
I'm not really good with magic. Do we just put it in him? Because
like dry?
What? I guess.
I mean,
is it like giving a cat a pill or a suppository?
Nah, I mean, I think it'd probably be like, you need like a broom? But wait, no.
You want to sweep it inside of him? I don't.
No, I mean, like, you gotta put it in somewhere, and like, I'm not that tall.
I mean, I have telekinesis. I could just.
That'd be pretty rough.
I mean, yeah.
You feel hard. You feel really hard.
I need to practice.
Is no one supposed to touch it, though? Isn't that why we have it in the box?
You know what?
Maybe if he touches it.
I have an idea. What if we got like this, I saw some people do this in school once. What if like we got like this tube, like a cylinder, and there was like a pipe at the end of it with some water, and it bubbled up, and he could like breathe it in.
I should have brought that. It's been a long time.
Should we not?
You have
just...
one?
I mean, not here.
Are you okay?
Next time we go back, I can get it.
I'm trying really hard
Mm-hmm.
to remember everything that a very odd wizard told us. And I
don't think he actually.
Yeah, y'all never even I've asked the actual particulars of how this works.
Yeah. I don't think he said.
You know what? I think if we just open the box and he just smokes it, like breathes it in his nostrils, it'll be fine. I mean, okay.
If it's not safe for us to touch, maybe that's why. Like it would do shadow stuff to us if we touched it. So if he touches it, no.
Maybe we should.
Okay, hold on a second. Let's see if this will work. And I'll pull out my wand and identify it and see if it gives me any information on
Identify has a range of touch.
Yeah. Oh, so I can't just Gotcha. I mean, it's touching it.
If you would like to touch the wand to it to identify it, you may.
Robert, did we open the box?
So, as a reminder, you all telekinetically pulled the entire safe out and put it in a bag of holding. So you have an entire safe that Hung Huzi can easily crack open. I don't think he even needs the roll. Like he has, if maybe under time pressure he would need a roll, but like since you all are out of the home and stuff, he can just crack it.
Well, I don't think there's just an essence
you have
inside
an entire
the safe. Yeah, I don't think there's an essence inside the safe. There's probably something else in the safe.
Yeah, I mean, probably. It's like I gotta be real. Like looking at this safe, this ain't too expensive. I wouldn't put. I mean, you might put something kind of valuable like in it. Like maybe maybe there's another safe.
Oh,
it could be a project.
I don't know a lot, but when I was transported and I saw the different locations, I was in the place where this came from.
Shadowfell?
And it was bad. It was very, very, very bad. And I'm very worried that if this opens up and someone who doesn't know, he pauses for a second. His brain's like kind of overheating as he's like kind of that it's going to do something bad to us.
Maybe.
Yeah, you're probably right. We were in there once. It was not.
It was like when we were in that place where things kept changing all the time.
And a tower fell on me.
And I almost died.
There's a lot of times that has happened to us.
Yes.
and I didn't even take anything.
I mean,
I think maybe we could like mention that part too. Like it'll probably be really unpleasant. I mean, I feel if he's on board with like getting into hell, maybe he'll just be fine with it. And I mean, as long as we tell him, then cool. We warned him, right?
So Rob, I'm trying to look and see what resources I could probably do this. First, could I roll a check about how dragons, like if there's something specific? Like I know like they have to spend time in the Shadowfell, but is there anything that is a little bit more specific?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Make me. I'll let you use your Arcana because I know it's your good skill. Go right ahead.
Take advantage. I've got that. I do have that.
Okay. Or like as
Yeah.
like me and Hanguzi are spitballing ideas.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Putting your
Alright.
heads together, sure.
Alright.
Um,
This is
and I
our
will say, Throck, I'll let you roll just a wisdom check to see if kind of your understanding of nature or gut gives you any insight. Proserpina, are you just gonna just hang?
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. Sounds good.
Proserpina's like, I'm gonna sit here and look gorgeous.
I'm gonna sit here and read this book Mother gave me and maybe learn something new.
Look at us. Look at us.
So, with the 24 Arcana, I will say, you know a good amount about how a dragon would normally become a shadow dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Because normally what that is basically they're around the what this is and what you have stolen is a concentrated essence of for so long that it slowly starts basically replacing parts of the dragon, right? Like the essence of the Shadowfell or negative energy plane slowly replaces parts of the dragon until, for all intents and purposes, it no longer has a home. The home plane of the dragon is no longer the material plane. It's as if it came from the Shadowfell. It came from the negative energy plane. Thus, its entire like nature turns necrotic and changes. As far as kind of speed running the process with this moat, you know that you basically will be having to do the same thing, but instead of over years, it'll be over a night. So it's definitely not a process that you think is going to be super stable without any outside assistance. Which is something that you also will kind of come to your own conclusions of Throck of like, from what little you understand about this is like a shortcut, and so you think that magical or mundane assistance for Bloodtail will very greatly increase the odds of success. And as someone who's also very familiar with transmuting and changing forms, I think that you have you know that druidic magic would definitely be probably one of the most effective ways to assist, if not the most.
Do I know in particular how to do that?
Like
a
I'm
ritual
gonna
or something.
Behind the screen. I'm going to say that is going to be up to you as far as how you Montana and Throck think that you can best assist using your druidic magic and skills.
Okay.
So, work with me here, y'all. Dragons need to spend X amount of time in the Shadowfell dimension to transform. So somehow we have to condense that. I think I have an idea. What if I made the dragon a room in my mansion?
And like you think like maybe like augment, maybe like add a few sigils for like containment and stuff. Like, you know,
Yeah.
make sure that like none of it gets out. It's always like circulating kind of with him, around him.
And maybe like he can like make it just big enough, like if he can just be in like a smaller form. Like my mansion's huge, I can make it any size, but I think the smaller we can make it, the better. So like if he wants to transform into something more condensed form, and we have a dense room and we just like funnel this essence inside of it, it might work.
And then like do you maybe want to have him do like I remember hearing about this, like do like one of the basic meditation exercises so that he's like focusing on it.
Yeah, you can teach him some meditation exercises. I can't meditate. I'm far too anxious.
Wow.
They don't even like give you a little Okay, no more. Don't let.
I am a firecracker.
Hmm.
Yeah, but I mean, like getting off depressants in somebody, and they'll calm down.
Do I look like a monk?
I
Some
think
people need more than others.
Yes,
I
Throck.
could help too.
Okay.
If we do this, I think that it would be best if he had his element, fire.
Okay.
If maybe we heat the safe up in a room that he's also on a bed of coals.
Anja has her sketchbook out in his her magnificent mansion page out and it's like designing.
And I think there are some roots and some bushes that might help with the process. And I can collect those. And then we bring them into the room. And then maybe that will be able to bind him with it.
Yeah, and we'll have. If it goes wrong, it goes wrong in the mansion.
Yes. Okay. I guess we have a plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
So it's I heard distinctly pretty much everyone for the most part has some things that they're going to help do in preparation. So Anja, you're obviously making your mansion, and then it sounded like you wanted to try and create an abjurative effect to keep anything from slipping out. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Obviously, Throck talked about gathering things. In terms of then turning those things into something helpful, that's alchemy, yo.
Yeah, that I could do.
But and then Honghuzi, you could either attempt to assist in any of these tasks, or if you have something else that you think would be helpful to do.
I think the only and you could probably just rule this as assistance would be like to assist in that abjurate effect, like basically just manually draw some arrays, spell circles, whatnot to help keep energy in and from rather than letting it go out.
Okay. What I will say, because I believe, correct me if I'm wrong. Some of your DC, does it use a mental or physical stat for your abilities?
The DC the only for the gloves spell they're tied to I think my int and as I think that I don't know none of the ring spells have save DCs.
Okay. I will say go ahead, make an Arcana check to see if you are able to successfully assist Anja, because this is complicated mage work.
That's 12.
Unfortunately, so you're not harmful in any way, and I will say that it essentially makes the process faster. But Anja, you now will have to make your Arcana check, and this is how strong, how tight is this seal?
Gotcha.
So unfortunately, no advantage from Honghuzi's help, just a faster process.
Not a problem. I'm just seeing if I have anything to assist me. Does it look like it? All right. Arcana at normal. Just take the first one. Come on. 18.
Okay. I'll write that down for the future. In the meantime, Throck, go ahead and make either a survival or nature check, I will say, to gather components.
Can it be a medicine check?
Yeah, and I will say with advantage because this is your home. You're not a ranger, but favorite terrain, 24. Very good. in that I will say will be enough to give definitely Proserpina advantage on the alchemy craft check to use those materials. And as I know, you are muted, Robin, just in case you weren't intending to be.
Yeah, my throat's been gunky.
No worries. No worries. Okay, 12. So you finish up with what you have. It's not quite as you can tell it's not quite as potent as you were hoping it might be, but you were successful in creating these different like poultices and effects. So you were successful, just maybe not as quite as effective as you hoped you might be.
I've had more time, or a full lab.
Right. So, yes, Val, do you have something you want to?
Oh no, this is my thinking face. Sorry.
Okay, gotcha. No, I just want to make sure that wasn't like a okay. Wait, I have something I want to do.
There will be something that I want to do once I have him inside of the room.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think at this point comes the time where you all had set up a time to speak with Bloodtail in the evening. So you see flying to this small clearing where you have set everything up, the massive red dragon form that slowly diminishes into a lizard folk in pirate garb and kind of approaches you, Throck, as you are the main go-between. So, what have you all done?
We have found a way to make your breath effective against Tiamat.
Yes. Yes, this is good.
Yes. We have set up a ritual, and it will take a night to perform, but afterwards, you will have your fight, and you will be able to hurt Tiamat.
Yes. Tiamat shall pay.
Are you ready?
I have endured much. I do not believe there shall be my fall.
Come with me.
Yes.
Starts heading over to the mansion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Anja has set up a mansion, her magnificent mansion, that now has a new room in it for our new friend. It is fairly small-ish, probably enough for like a human not to just kind of just do this and not do this as far as width goes, because they want it as condensed as possible. That will have some sort of, and the safe will be in there with him. Like, we're gonna leave it up to him to open it up. He's a dragon, I'm sure he can. But all of my little aspect woodland creatures are preparing everything and making sure that everyone has snacks, and like actually preparing a tray of snacks for the dragon, because you know what, being in a small space is incredibly stressful, and snacks make things better. So
All right. Good to know. So
and
yeah,
I am allowing the dragon into my mansion.
terrific.
Mm-hmm.
Good, a good step.
Yes.
Great. So yes, Bloodtail will step in. I'm assuming you lead them up to the specific chamber.
Yep. It has like a little awning of like a big red dragon on top of it, like with its wings spread on the door to cater to him, and it says Bloodtail's room on top. Is this for you? The essence is in this safe. Now, to make sure that you are able to get the full benefits of this, we're gonna have to lock you in here, okay? and seal you into this tight space. And once you are sealed, you open this safe, and whatever is inside of it, whatever essence comes out, and you just accept it. Okay?
Yes.
I can add a couple of things to help you. I will cast haste on you so that maybe the beginning of the process could start as quickly as possible, and then once it'll last for a minute, but you can get a lot done so in that minute. So hopefully the beginning process will be done faster, and then you can spend the rest recoup and recovery. And like I said, I am going to magically lock you in here until it's time to get out. I can send to you to check up on you one time. Okay? Especially if I haste one time until the morning. So I can send to you tonight, and I'll send to you when we wake up to see if you're okay. Okay?
Yes.
All right. Well,
Is this all I must do?
I think so. And then just kind of wing it while you're in there, bud.
Be sure to light the room on fire to be in your element once we shut the door. And, Proserpina, do you have...
The stuffs?
Yes.
Yeah, here. Yeah. This is the order. I write down. Okay, we start with the blue tincture, then the white poultice, then you're gonna take the red and the yellow at the same time. You gotta mix them together. Don't break the glass vials, okay?
Yeah.
Because depending on what's going on, you might cut yourself on the shard, and I don't know how that's gonna react and what's gonna happen to you. So be careful. Follow the order: blue, white, red, yellow, and you should be fine. According to the book.
I shall do my best to do this.
All right.
Good luck.
Oh, here you go.
Okay.
And a raccoon will present to him a tray of raw meats and fishes. This is for you to snack on.
This is one snack, yes. Well,
It's
there
you know
be
what? It's
more-
actually okay. I can just keep putting my essence in there and just keep feeding you snacks. It's fine.
yes, good.
Like-
Do this thing.
Yeah, it's like this is my house. I can do whatever I want in it. Like, all right, buddy.
Yes.
And I'm going to like unassumingly just like reach out, like pat his shoulders and like, you ready? Like psyching him up. Like,
I shall
we
do
believe
this
in you.
thing.
We believe in you. And just remember, don't believe in yourself. Believe in the me that believes in you.
I read that book.
You speak many words.
I'm very nervous. It happens.
Huh. I shall go now.
All right,
Throck
I
is already kind
will.
of looking at the meat.
The raccoon with the meat will go and sit on top of the safe, and I will cast haste on the dragon so he can go inside.
All right.
And when the door closes, I will cast arcane lock on it.
Okay. You got it.
Mm-hmm.
So, we are going to get into some in front of the table rolls here.
Mm-hmm.
So, in order to have no negative effects,
Mm-hmm.
it is a DC 25 Constitution save for this dragon. He does have a plus 13.
Mm-hmm.
In order to properly take this in, it is a DC 30 Constitution save. So
Rob,
he does have multiple chances. Yes.
can I just request that you use one of your nat 20s on this?
One of my nat 20s?
That is an
Yeah.
interesting question. That is a very interesting question.
My nat 20s are for me to use when
I know.
desire.
I'm just
You-
asking if
you
you
all
want
could-
to use them.
Do I have any?
Well, and invalidate all of the cool prep and thinking you've done and make it not matter? Why would I do that?
What are you talking about? This makes it matter the most. I want to win.
So what I will say, so again,
Mhm.
20 is status quo,
Status quo.
25 is progress, 30 is
Mhm.
success.
Gotcha.
He has limited but a couple tries to get that
Gotcha.
DC 30.
Cool.
At the same time, there will be checks for you to make, Anja, for the house and your abjurative effects to hold back the
Right.
shadow. So, first thing we're going to do is, because of your success with creating the potions, the
Mhm.
first con save will be at advantage, but only the first because it was a 12.
Mhm.
So, I'm going to roll here. Obviously,
Save.
17 or higher is what we're looking for. Okay, so our first result is a 17. So that is going to reduce the total number of tries that he gets. As you, even from the abjurative effects and massive amount of ceiling, you can hear this massive draconic scream around, emanating from this room. A mixture of pain and determination piercing through at once. Anja, I need you to make an Arcana check here. Because of your result, we are both rolling one roll apiece. If you've gotten better, you would have advantage, and I would just be normal. If you've done really, really well, I might be at disadvantage. But we both are just making one roll each time.
Okay, cool. Here is my
And these
Arcana
rolls-
check. 23.
Okay, so I have a +8. So for this one, I would need, I believe, 16 or better to overcome you right now. That is not. So your wards hold for this first check. Anja has cast Arcane Lock. Is there anything you all would like to do in this first check round to potentially assist with the next round here?
Is it possible that I can cast Mass Cure Wounds to maybe help his constitution a bit?
I would say you could certainly make me in a spell attack roll to pierce through the shadow to attempt to assist with your druidic magic. But that's not gonna do it. You concentrate this evocation, right? Healing is like this evocatory effect, and try and push through the barrier and what you can guess is through there, but you feel it just be absorbed by something else inside, just like a flame winking out. Lucy Proserpina, anything you want to try or do at this time?
As a matter of incidental fact, I actually do speak Draconic. Would I be able to basically stand a mnemonic to help him maintain focus?
Oh, I
here?
love that.
Yeah.
Give me a performance check.
Okay.
In order to basically inspire or focus this individual.
Throw these bones.
Ooh,
26. Okay.
a 26. So you are definitely able, you hear that roar of pain and determination, and I feel like immediately you just go into the more organized, like we've seen snippets of when you all are planning heists of Hanghuzi just jumping in and being and giving directions and changing focus and helping to hopefully assist with this dragon's next check. So, given the advantage, we are going to roll this one an advantage with a 26. So, again, we are looking ideally for 17 or better. An 8. And that's a 19 for a total of 32. But I do need another opposed Arcana check
Mm-hmm.
from
From me.
Natural 20. All right. The ideal roles that you all could have here. All right. Well, put away that section of notes.
Hi, we're a
as-
Roll20 Spotlight channel.
We sure are. Don't forget, Roll20 can sometimes just give you exactly what y'all need, just for y'all. So, as this after this first doesn't sound successful bit, you begin to speak and attempt to assist this dragon, and Throck, you are throwing your magic in. I will say, Anja,
Mm-hmm.
this is your manner, so you have at least a kind of tacit sense of how things are operating.
I have my
within it.
raccoon in there as well, which is just my essence, so it probably knows what's going on.
I will say the raccoons are not able to survive more than a couple seconds
Just like
within
out
the
with-
room.
Comes in with snacks, poops away,
It
comes in
pops
with
in,
snacks.
pops out kind
Yeah.
of thing. Yeah. Like DC 30 con save on a raccoon is not a tenable situation for him, unfortunately.
No.
So, but you can feel when this started, there was like this torrent and maelstrom of energy inside this room, and now it's almost more like a whirlpool, but like it's still a large amount of power, but it's now going in one solidified direction as opposed to like swirling about the entire room chaotically. And as far as you and Throck, with your sense of your druidic magic and what you can sense, seems like it has been successful.
Whew. I'm gonna send to the dragon. To Bloodtail. This is my last level 3 spell slot. Hey, it's Anja. How is everything? Saving some words.
Painful, difficult, doable.
Okay, cool. Do you need anything?
More food.
No problem. I still have 5 words left, but the raccoons just keep coming in and out, just like getting in more snacks. I'm gonna look at our friends and just be like, I think it's good. So do the people who don't need their magic to get in and out of hell want to keep an eye on things so that the people who do need their magic to get in and out of hell can rest?
Hong Huzi, like he'll keep chanting partly because like as far as feedback goes, he's not getting that much. For all he knows, like Bloodtail kind of still needs this. So like yeah, he'll just kind of like I guess he's still going, like nods, holds his thumb up, and just like.
Cool. Are you
Like, settles himself down.
Are you just chanting a draconic sea chanty at him? Chanting at him?
I don't have to answer. I don't have to answer that question.
Some things we leave up to the audience's imagination.
All right. Okay. Well, I'm gonna make sure I'm ready for tomorrow.
So, Anja's beginning a long rest. Throck, what are you gonna do?
Throck is gonna get the raccoons to just keep bringing him food outside of Bloodtail's store, but he's just gonna kind of prop himself up there and just kind of sit there until he like passes out eating.
Okay, sounds good. Honghuzi, obviously you said you would keep watch and continue some motivational speaking slash potential shanty. Proserpina, is there anything you want to do, or if you want to start taking a rest?
First things first, I'm gonna pull out the sending stone.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't get back to you earlier. We're not fighting a dragon. We're escorting a dragon into hell to fight Tiamat. So yeah.
So yeah.
I wouldn't recommend getting within any distance of Tiamat unless you are thoroughly done with corporeal existence.
Oh, that's good. That's good to know. I kind of figured that. Okay, great.
Motherly advice.
I mean, mother's not wrong. And then I'm gonna do my best to stay up with Honguzi so he's not up all by himself.
So I guess my question is this going to be a no long rest, instant point of exhaustion, or are you two going to stay up as long as you can, but still take a long rest?
I think Honghuzi is going to do the latter thing.
Yeah,
because
same.
logically, there's only so much that helpful words are helping, and like if the magic people don't feel like are the magic people seem to like are acting like that crisis has passed, maybe they're right about that.
It wouldn't have been, but we had a natural 20, and I have to honor that. Okay, you got it. So the night will eventually pass for you all. You have a long rest, so get your things back. You can change up any prepared spells and all that good stuff. And as everyone but Anja wakes up, because all three of you, it sounds like, are right outside the room where Bloodtail was, you can see walking out from the room Bloodtail. However, their scales are now a pearlescent black. They both they're somewhat shiny, but less in a reflecting light and in a way that it's more clear that they are consuming it. So almost more, you can see the like last flash of light as it is consumed by each individual scale. You can see they walk, and I'll say all of your passive perceptions are enough that you notice that they're not just barely, their feet are not physically touching the ground anymore. Like they're technically floating like less than an inch off of the ground now in their humanoid form. And where all of you sitting here have your shadows behind you, you can see their shadow, and then coming off from slightly to the left and slightly to the right are two more identical shadows. This individual now has 3 shadows. As Bloodtail kind of regards you 3 You can also see a completely empty safe with lots of disapparated raccoons and plates sitting amongst it.
They're
This.
corporeal, so they just kind of
Yeah. This is bizarre.
It will be enough power for you to have a fight. And you will get your wish one way or another.
I must admit, I was most excited to sink my claws into one of her 5 throats, but having my breath as well, this is something I shall accept.
The hunger will end. He looks down for a second. For you. I'll go wake up Anja. We should get going.
What?
Yes.
What? Why are you in my room?
Well, actually, real quick,
Sorry.
on the walk to Anja's room, when it's just Bloodtail and Throck, you see they will, after what looks like a bit of contemplation, I must admit, before you approached me, I did not have a major preference as to whether I lived or died in my task. Success at any cost was more my concern. I hope that I survive my revenge, as I would enjoy helping you rid your own hunger as well, wherever it may boil up from.
I never actually had thought about it, ending it. I thought this was life forever until I met you. Until someone has an even greater hunger than I. And it made me wonder, will it be more? Will it get worse? Will I get to where you are? I guess it will be my mission to find out what that hunger is. And I wish that you don't die. We all need to get stronger, the clan. And you a part of it. That will bring us to the next step. But first, you need to survive. And he's like almost at Anja's room and he stops moving. You're going to be facing a god. It doesn't seem likely that you'll survive.
No, it does not.
there anything else that you would have wanted in your life? A way to honor you if you don't come back.
This is a strange question. I am in the position I am in because I never wanted, because I always followed my hunger, fed it, and let it, in doing so, consume me. And you ask me if there's anything more I want.
Well, we have from now until hell for you to think about that.
Indeed.
Takes a few more steps, then knocks on Anja's door. It's time to wake up.
I am up. I'm just trying to get the corset tied. Okay, I'm ready. And like
All
opens
right.
the door. It's just like, it's really hard to do this by yourself. Like having mage hand does help, but it's not the same.
You cannot create the food raccoons to assist you.
I mean, yeah, I could, but I'm just trying to become more independent. Besides, they're busy constantly feeding you as like another tray just like magically appears in front of the two of them.
I see.
You look really, really spooky. I like this look for you.
It is different.
Well, you ready?
I believe so.
All right. Well, let's get out of this pocket dimension and Lee and just stand outside and enter. Well, I don't actually know where we're going. This is Throck's rodeo. So Throck, let's go to hell. Come on.
Okay. He starts walking outside.
All right.
Oh wait, I have to go to the bathroom first. I'll be right back.
Prospina and Hungzy, is there anything you two would like to do or anything you would want to talk about while this is all going on or in preparation for the plane shift here?
So we're really doing this, right? We're going to hell, right?
Stop over. Don't sell anything. Probably don't buy anything. I don't.
Didn't plan on it. Just I mean, all things considered.
Yeah, he said, I think the wizard said he was deep. So I think we might have to deal with them, but I don't think you'll have it too rough. I mean, maybe
We'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, Mom's ex-husband I can handle. She did kind of say, going all the way to fight Tiamat's a really bad idea.
she's not. I think she's right about that. You definitely shouldn't do that.
I don't know. I wasn't scared fighting the Gith and the Shadowfell. I'm honestly kind of scared of this.
Yeah, it's not good when you don't. It's not good when you can't get your head around it. And
Yeah.
got no two ways about it. This is bigger than us. Way bigger, but I mean, if you wanna think about keeping it small, then this is just a trip. We're gonna take
Yeah.
we're gonna take him in. We're not going to spend too much time sightseeing, and then we're gone. You know, we did what we could to help him. Rest is on him.
Okay. You're you're coming too, right? Just making sure.
I'm not leaving you alone.
Okay. Okay.
Right.
I might need a drink before we go.
Amazing. So I will say you are able to get a drink and then head outside. Throck, you are obviously going to be the one casting the plane shift. Do you have any preparations you would like to make before attempting this?
Throck is definitely gonna be eating a lot.
Yeah.
This is the first time you guys have ever seen, or anyone who ever sees it, Throck stress eat before, and it's kind of hard to watch as it just keeps coming down, and there's like this determination in his eyes, and as he's like finishing off some of the meat with bones, he's like putting it like beside and like stockpiling a thing of bones, and he takes all the bones and he walks outside and he lays a circle of them down. He like sticks his hands into like the soft dirt underneath him, rubs it over his hands, then he licks a little bit. You guys don't think that it's for the spell. I think he looks kind of curious and then just eats it. But then, all right, everyone, come in. And as everyone's like starting to walk in, he's just gonna hold his talisman, and he's just gonna be like, "We're coming in now. If you wouldn't mind opening the door."
As you say that, Throck, the bones on the ground begin to rattle slightly. And then they begin to vibrate and hum with power. And they slowly begin to float in the air, making a small spiral until, interlocking themselves, they create an archway in the middle of all of you. A very large archway. And in an instant, that archway fills with a dark void, this blackness. And out of that, you see more bones. And more bones. But not shaped into an archway, but a boat. As a small longboat, essentially made entirely of bone, pulls itself out of this archway and just seems to sit in the middle of all of you, waiting.
Throck gets in.
Aren't we supposed to like?
You're muted, Val.
Oh yeah. Am I muted?
Not yet. Nothing yet.
What?
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. I think I'm just like really low.
Hmm.
Like Anja's gonna like look to see. It's like, do we need to give it coin? Like, isn't that how? You know, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Wrong lore. As she like just gets in the boat. Like,
I will say, as you get in the boat after saying that, you see the bones kind of restructure, and you see in multiple hands a small little box with like a slot in the top come up, like appear in front of you, made out of bone.
Yeah, Hong Liz, you'll put a couple of gold in as he gets in.
Okay.
Yep.
Go ahead, Esther.
And I'll follow suit.
I'll put a gold in for myself. Yep. For safe passage across the river Styx. Okay.
Bloodtail will also. As you all step in and place coin into the box, the boat then pushes itself back through this blackened void. And much like all the other times you've plane shifted, there's a brief time in the ethereal plane and then the astral sea. But then there is almost like a splash or the feeling of stepping onto a boat suddenly, right? The feeling of there you are on a rocking boat in the middle of a storm, almost like you can feel your center of mass swaying, being moved around, but you never feel a splash of water. You never feel your balance lost in any way, even though you are being violently torn around. And as soon as this feeling, there's not really a visual to go with it, it's more just a feeling of being tossed through white water rapids. Soon it is there, it is gone, and you find yourselves in a beautiful grove. Lush green trees, the sounds of birds chirping, a small verdant paradise. With a small building, seems circular, made of a white marble with columns all around it.
Like a coliseum, almost.
Much smaller than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or like an amphitheater?
Yeah, more
Okay.
more like an amphitheater than a
Interesting.
coliseum.
Well,
Did we get off at the wrong stop?
I don't think
This
that's
feels
how
like
magic works.
this. I think this feels like maybe it's just just a kind reading, maybe like a trick, like if you're really easy and if you're really easy enough to get off here of your own free will, maybe you deserve what happens when the illusion falls away.
Well, I think this is a
Throck holds his talisman. He's trying to get some sort of sign or something.
Yeah. Roll me a d20.
Okay.
Throck kind of at the back of the group, you begin close your eyes and focus on the talisman, and then you can hear from behind you, "Can I help you with something, love?"
Are we in the right place?
You feel a tapping on your shoulder.
Turns around.
And behind you, you see standing 10-foot tall, dark skin, wearing essentially what looks to be a thick black fur vest, with a large wolf head coming over each shoulder, a single blood red feather coming out of the small bun that her hair is pulled up into, and a matching set of 3 fang-like curved swords on her person. A being that you feel is your patron. Decorations up to the management, so gotta be nice and welcoming here on the first circle. Welcome, all 5 of you.
For the first time in Anja's life, she's questioning her sexuality. As she
What's
looks
there?
up.
What's there to question about this? I ask you.
If
Oh.
you're not aware, I'm Cerberus, keeper of the gate. Different than you.
I just bow to her. Just
Different than you pictured, I'm sure.
I always thought Cerberus was gonna be a cute 3-headed dog, but I'm not complaining at all about your current appearance. I think that that vest is awesome.
I agree. Thank you.
You look very nice in it. Yeah.
No, if you saw me in another form, we'd be in a lot more trouble.
We are already in far too much trouble with our general existence, so can we not? Oh, Bloodtail! Look, we made it.
Indeed.
We should get out, shouldn't we?
Out of my domain?
Not what I meant. Probably.
The boat. We should. The boat. I think he means the boat.
Charon doesn't mind either way.
Just so here for all of this Greek mythology. So gay right now.
this hell.
Yes. Not what you pictured either?
No.
Well.
Set him up so the fall hits that much harder.
I mean, it's different, very different than last time.
Well, we were in the abyss last time.
No.
Oh, you.
Mother's husband sent me to hell.
That's right. You were there. But that was a different domain and a different levels. There's just a whole bunch of them. We're probably on the least worst. I think. I don't know.
Is that an insult?
It's all hell. So, but you are on the first layer here, and we've fairly recently come under new management, at least in the scale that we are here, and we are attempting, I suppose, the adage of catching more flies with honey.
Oh.
So to say.
What who's the new manager? If you don't mind me asking.
Oh, is this not common? Well, suffice to say, one of the angels got overzealous and fell down here, and unlike most of her fallen kind, started to thrive a bit, and has since taken over.
If anyone sees a tiny flying elephant,
yeah,
please let me know.
So this is the new style.
Well, my interpretation of it, yes.
Fair point.
Well, my Cerberus, my lady, what do we need to do to assist our now spooky friend here into getting where he needs to go?
Right. Yeah. I was about to say, you, my shadow friend, I believe that you have business. I think you can give us five some space to discuss before we continue with your particular task. So, and you will see the ground will kind of briefly open up, and a small, like halfling size entity made out of roots will just kind of pull itself out of the ground. They will direct you to a place where you can eat some of your fill and prepare yourself for your untimely demise. Bloodtail will also looking not nearly as like respectful or deferential as the rest of you have taken, but still somewhat in awe of recognizing a larger scale entity than normal. Will kind of wordlessly nod and follow this little root creature. Well, normally mortals like to sit down. Is that still a thing, or should we stand and talk?
I brought shoes for walking, so I could stand if that's okay. Whatever you want.
Also, if you could maybe at some point let my ferryman continue its job, I would.
Just
Oh,
like
yeah,
Hobbs.
yeah, yeah, sorry.
Right.
Sorry. Thank you.
I mean, you paid for the journey, so Charon doesn't care, but there's plenty to do here.
Of course. But he can't make that much more money if he's not, also ferrying more souls, right?
Right. So if you could also, give a good review, gig economy. It's not a.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It was a very pleasant ride, actually. Kind of felt like a roller coaster. He made some excellent picks in music, I will have to say. Mm-hmm.
Well.
Yeah, and there was hand sanitizer. I appreciated that.
Yeah. You ferry the souls of the damned, and you just have to feel a little dirty sometimes. Anywho, this way. We'll kind of lead you all towards the marble building. You see, as you all walk in, marble kind of spirals up into a series of a table and chairs in this kind of like large open space. And a large, fairly ostentatious throne, which Cerberus kind of lounges into and kind of just pulls what looks to be a glass of wine or some kind of drink just out of the air. So you're probably sending that poor dragon off to their death, yeah?
It seemed like it was what he wanted. Figured.
I'm not saying it's not. I just wanted to put it out there.
It's what he wanted, and I think he's accepted his fate. But also at the same time, your gate is safe now, and we understand that would have been a problem.
Yes. And in fact, that's one of the reasons we're having this conversation, as very grateful for what you all have done here for me, even if you don't fully comprehend the consequences. Now, I can't say I'm fully caught up on what's going on your side of the gate, but I do know that I, and many others, I must say, would not shed a tear for Tiamat's demise. They also tried to break my gate and break out not too long ago, and I'm not a fan of that, not even a little bit.
We saw that too.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you are more interesting than I thought, even. Wonderful.
There's this little up jump hope that should have transformed into some kind of draconic devil not too long ago would have been involved with that breakout.
Hmm.
Did he ever catch your attention?
To be honest, if I kept track of every draconic devil that showed up here, I wouldn't have any time to watch my gate.
That's fair.
I will say my sense of time is different from yours, but given that Tiamat's trapped and imprisoned here, that's one of the few things she can do on the other side.
Figured.
I
He had
simply... Please.
He had a, and correct me if I'm misremembering, Rob, so I can shut up. But
Yeah.
he had an artifact with him that he might have taken back down.
Yep.
When he was discorporated.
Mm-hmm. Campaign 2.
An artifact that a lot of, I'm sure it was relevant to that breakout attempt. That was part of why I thought that might have been worth
I see.
a little attention.
I can keep some eyes out for sure. I must say though, clever of her, hiding it, the rendezvous with another Shabai. She knows there's too many for me to care about the comings and goings of. Well, I simply, first of all, wanted to be able to express my gratitude for apparently the twice you lot have assisted me, even unknowingly. But if you in any way wanted to see this dragon actually succeed, it's going to take a bit more work. And considering you're not local, if that's something you actually wanted, figured it would be a conversation I could help facilitate. If you don't care, that's fine. We'll send him to his early grave. Well, late. I mean, he's lived far past his normal allotted time, and that will be all. But figured a conversation could be had.
Rock kind of lifts his head up a little bit and then kind of looks at everyone, kind of reading their faces, seeing the fear and apprehension. I would like to give him the best chance possible. Kind of not looking at her, but like looking at everyone while he's saying that.
Sure.
I think we've already invested some. I think.
Yes, a very neat trick with the shadow things. I haven't seen that one for a couple thousand years, probably.
Thanks.
Solve that ourselves. And payoff wouldn't be undue, and that means a little bit more investment. That's reasonable enough. I think the real question is, since we're not local, what kind of investment are we talking?
Well, we'll kind of we'll do the little trick of like flicking coin between her fingers, but the coin appears out of nowhere. You see what is almost more a disc. Like it is a large enough coin that it starts to threaten becoming more of a disc than a coin. A solid black iron disc with a kind of flaming skull at the center of it. And we'll kind of flick it and catch it in the air. This is primary currency down here other than contracts and agreements. This is a mortal soul in convenient portable coin form. Without any negotiating, this is, and we'll kind of flip it back up and it will just disappear into the air. The quickest and easiest way to garner aid and allies down here. However, depending on how involved, how invested you all are, first of all, you could always talk to Tiamat's jailer, the new management. Can't say how successful you'd be. They're very determined, that one. So if you could make it seem like you would benefit their moving and cause, then who knows? There's also plenty of people, not quite me, not quite management, but doing their own thing around here. Lots of some of them you might not want to approach, some of them you might. And if you really want to attempt to wheel and deal a bit, well, can always get you first class ticket to the city of Dis. It's where all the real negotiations take place.
I, as you know, don't have much of a soul left. And I don't want to make my friends do anything that they don't want to do. What is the most effective and high chance of us succeeding?
I mean, the most effective way would be to earn some soul coin and simply trade one for one, coin for a favor. But you need to earn some first. Afraid I'm not quite paid in that way.
How do you
How
earn?
do we work for them?
Yeah, how do you earn soul coins?
Well, like I said, there's some smaller parties, smaller jobs, I'm sure. Could certainly earn some coins that way, or could always go straight to the top. I'm aware that Zariel always has something she wants done.
I think, like in like conclusion, like looks around. I think, considering, I think we should probably pay the visit, pay her, pay Zariel a visit, see if we can't negotiate something, and worst comes to worst, if that ends real dead, maybe we just pull out then and there.
Fair enough.
You know, this
Yeah, well, only one of you even has a soul to give anymore, so.
what can I say?
And I would like to point out that the only thing I have to lose and give away is my soul, and I would prefer to kind of keep it. It's all I got left.
And the more traditional bargaining is going to be a little difficult for you for. Usually basis for the larger contracts.
Yeah, they want the kind of service we can't really offer, all things considered.
I mean, to be fair, depending on who you negotiate with, sometimes your soul is just the collateral, but, you know, if you're not the risking type, maybe not.
I don't like gambling when I don't have the deck stacked in my favor.
I don't like gambling at all. I always lose. I'm not very lucky.
That's because you don't cheat.
Some wisdom right there.
I'm a really bad liar. Like, there's no way, like, I can cheat if I can't lie. Like, that's just the thing. Like, so the thing is that, like, I can only tell the truth. I can't. Like, my tells are so easy because my voice just gets really higher, and I get really nervous, and I can't breathe, and...
Then you need to cheat in a way that nobody's going to ask about.
She's not wrong.
That's all.
I am willing to try, but I won't ask any of you to go any further.
Crap.
Yeah. I don't like leaving you behind. Besides, we've got our exit. We've got our exit strategy, and I don't know. I get the feeling that maybe we can actually maybe we can actually figure something out with Zariel here. I think we're coming at a real opportune time.
Might just be. Find that the difference between an opportune and an inopportune time is the pitch.
Yeah.
So we have to come up with a baller pitch. All right.
I would really suggest it, yes.
All right. So maybe how well do you know your new boss?
Well, we don't exactly do mixes, if that's what you're asking, but...
You probably should. I'm just saying.
I mean...
I would do a mixer with you. I'm just saying. If I was your boss.
My peers here are either my boss, imprisoned, the disgraced former boss, or that's about it, actually. So, not a great mixer pool, to be quite honest. Like I said before, she's very driven. Fell down here for that diversion. Wants to eradicate demons once and for all. You'll notice very quickly when you leave this place, it's either something sickly sweet or a battlefield or a war zone. That's my home. That's Avernus. So
Incorruptible, huh?
If she was incorruptible, she wouldn't be down here.
Well, you know
Don't
the
you think?
idea, right? The kind who don't like it. The kind who don't like it under the table.
I think if it benefits her, can go any way it wants around the table. You see, angels also don't exactly love demons, but they have codes of engagement and war and such, and Zariel, I just don't think was quite interested in following the intentions of all of those rules, even if, for the most part, she followed the written rules.
Sounds like somebody else I know.
And now, she doesn't have to worry about any.
Because she makes the rules.
There you go.
So, my guess is if we're going in there, don't fight her. We're not gonna win. She makes the
Oh.
rules, guys. She makes the rules.
Oh my goodness. You'd last even less time than if you went to help fight Tiamat.
There, see? See?
Pray you never have any reason to incur the wrath of a Lord of Hell.
Oops.
They're not gods. They're not infallible, but, well, one of them's a god, I suppose. But, especially in their domain, they are damn near close.
What do you want to do, Throck? This is your call. We're not leaving you behind until it's time to go. And when it's time to go, you got one chance to come back with me. But what do you want to do?
Let's talk to Zariel.
Okay.
Right. You'll see another little root figure pulls up out of the ground. If you just follow my friend here, you shouldn't have too much of a problem. If anyone bothers you, just do some talking. Mention who you're traveling under. All right? Pointing at the rock.
I'll show him this.
Yes, that'll do.
Okay.
Oh,
Well, don't mess it up.
yeah, I got this. I got a picture in mind. This will be fine.
Wonderful.
You
Sure, she'll be delighted.
you want to run that by all of us before you just say it?
Oh, come on, let him have it. Let him have the shock factor.
Yeah, well. Working on the still working on the speech, but suffice to say, if he ignores him, he might make a little bit of trouble. He might make a little bit of trouble for. Might waste some of her time. He puts in a little help, makes sure he comes out, maybe even gives him time and the resources to keep at it. And all of a sudden, pain in her side, not so much of a pain anymore. Maybe even something she's got leverage over, because now she's got something she can hold over Tiamat's head, something that he could set loose at any time, something that Tiamat doesn't really
guard
want
dog.
to have to deal with, especially while she's still recovering from a very badly botched mistake.
Should we take him with us?
Well,
No.
Okay.
I wouldn't.
I was about to say we could have
diplomat.
yeah.
No one has.
We could just make a really really good classified ad for him on the way there to really like we did for Throck to really just boost up his reputation.
I don't. I don't know. I don't know if she'll respond to that. He is.
I don't think a matter of reputation is going to be a major hurdle here.
I think.
I was being facetious, Honghuzi. I was attempting to make a joke.
Oh.
See.
He'll get it eventually.
I mean, if it wasn't funny, it wasn't funny. Okay, like don't. It's fine. It's okay.
We'll make it work. We'll make it work.
Okay.
We'll make it work.
I'll be here. I'll try and give him as many pointers and as much as I know about her as I can while you all are doing this, but even from my limited viewing of this entity, it's not a skilled diplomat or negotiator by nature. Probably not the kind of wild card you want in this scenario.
Yeah, and I don't think it's the kind of wild card we want out of hand either. So let's see. Let's see about getting her in.
Right. Good luck. Oh, and really do avoid bringing up anything pre-fall for her if you want to stay alive.
All right, sounds good.
Bit of
No
a
mention.
touchy subject.
Thank you. Appreciate the tidbit. That's good.
Right.
Because I definitely would have brought that up. Just not on purpose, just because I'm nervous.
Yeah.
Word
right.
vomit.
So, are you all headed out then? It sounds like.
Yeah,
We
we're
are,
gonna go meet Zariel.
Pitch is that right?
Yeah.
It's gonna be good.
You are
Great.
definitely the most charismatic one of us here, so.
And before you do, I've got something to give you. But that's right before you start talking.
So, you all walk away from this beautiful, idyllic grove, and as you exit the tree line, you see a much different landscape in front of you. To a far, far direction on the horizon, you can see a mostly intact, large, opulent city, more like a resort. It's not walled and citadeled. It's open and inviting, sitting on a calm, beautiful lake of kind of not like lava, but just kind of like roiling flame, like the beginnings of a campfire. But on the outskirts of that idyllic place and surrounding and encompassing most of this landscape, torn, battered corpses of just about anything and everything piled high, cairns, weaponry. This is a war zone. You can see multiple places off in the horizons where there are large dust clouds being picked up by, you can only assume, large clumps of vehicles or machines of war. You can see kind of in the opposite direction of this idyllic place, a large like legion-like army of devils in formation with massive war machines roiling in the distance, maybe doing drills on patrol. This is an active war zone. And as the little root figure steps out, their form instantly sags. It's almost as if it like just grows and until it becomes a lemur, a just basically sack of flesh with a face and arms, and just kind of begins to slowly make its way to the last feature that prominently displays here. A large floating set of parapets and a small citadel center floating in what you can only assume is the center of this battlefield. A massive floating command center of stone, and you can see creatures flying around it in a constant patrol. As you make your way through, you can see time and time again these former battlefields, weapons, armor, corpses. It's just, you see at one point, one of these piles of corpses and weapons and armor just picks itself up and begins walking around, gathering more detritus and sticking it onto itself, and just continues meandering about the field. You see devils taking the corpses of demons and mutilating and disposing of them. You see possibly non-infernal mages or spellcasters. It's hard to tell as they wear coverings and protective gear, raising soldiers and devils alike as corpses and undead soldiers. And every so often in the sky, you see what you can only assume to be a fallen angel patrolling it.
That's gotta be her, right? Unless there's more fallen angels just vibing down here.
Doubt she was the first, but if you're a fallen angel and you're looking for employment, maybe she's the first.
I wonder who else is down here.
As you get closer and closer to this command center, you also notice something that was almost impossible to see from the distance. A near endless line of wandering lemurs coming from the general direction, but a different place of Cerberus, just in one long line, just marching across the plain, deeper into it.
I'm so sorry, but the subtitles translated it as lemurs, and now I can't get it out of my head. My imagination immediately is like an army of lemurs.
Yeah, when you die and you go to hell, your physical form turns into a lemur.
Thanks for that, Google. I appreciate it.
As I will say, you all probably know enough about the afterlife to know that when someone is wicked enough, but mainly their soul has been given in some way or forfeited in some way to a devil, they are brought to Avernus as a lemur to be done with as whatever that devil pleases.
Yeah, and real quick, what is a lemur?
So they are like 3.5 foot tall blobs of flesh, basically. And then so like pinkish like blobs, like and then in a video game where the person's face glitches out and it's just their eyeballs and their teeth.
Yeah.
Put that into the blob, and that's a lemur.
That's fucking gross, but okay.
Yep. Like the worst possible ditto. So you all head further and further until you are beneath this massive citadel-like command center, and the Lemur that was guiding you simply pulls out, just grabs some dirt and throws it in the air. And as the dirt reaches like the apex, it stops and floats, and you all begin to slowly float upwards towards this place until you are deposited gently by some magical force on a kind of landing pad next to this central structure of this command center. A large, imposing stone building. No flair or extra edifices about it. It is distinctly practical. A fortress floating in the sky, places for spells or arrows or projectiles to be shot out. You can see multiple, and when I say weapons and machines of war, these aren't ballistae and trebuchet like you find on the material plane. You see large, shuddering, living machines of war. These massive, maybe even conscious burning engines. You can see at one point this massive, looks like a battering ram, but it has 4 large limbs that are just walking it along the surface of this citadel. Burning flame coming out from nearly every surface. And at one point, somebody takes out one of those soul coins and cracks it into this engine, and it begins to reignite with a renewed vigor. But unfazed by any of that, your guide continues you further until you stand, having gone through the veritable labyrinth of tight corridors in front of a large reinforced mithril door. There is a large imposing devil standing there looking like a perversion of an angel, a horned devil. Speaks silently and quickly to your guide, nods, and after but a few moments, cracks the door open and looks at you all.
Rock starts heading in,
Yeah,
kind of like looking at the creature the whole time.
Uzi will follow behind. He'll like nod like once, like to the devil, like and continue.
Yeah.
I'll follow right behind Kuzi.
No, I'll take up that rear.
Stepping through, you see a war room. You see a large map, you assume, of the entire plane with these living pieces, these living representations, you assume, of troops on both sides arrayed around it. You can see, kind of splitting off from it, multiple different images where troops are moving in different ways, almost if to hold different possible attack routes or different paths of war at any one time. You see massive set of armor, pure jet black plate armor, its joints and any chinks just filled with flame. And standing in a tunic emblazoned with what you can only assume to be their own symbol, something about 8 foot tall, large black wings, but the feathers are not feathers, but small feather-shaped smoke pieces, like the drifting smoke of a campfire captured into the shape of a feather to make massive angel wings. Bright red flaming hair descends down, at this time not put up into a more practical fighting position. A whip made of pure flame and a massive, incredibly dangerous greatsword at their side. A presence that you have all felt only similarly in the Temple of Lolth, as you stand before what you can only assume to be the fallen angel Zariel. It is not often mortal beings seek me out, nor stand here with as much confidence as you four.
Oh, wow, they must have been really unconfident because I am shaking right now.
Here, Honguzi, drink this.
Wow,
And quick
that is
potion.
quite the compliment. Thank you. I should be
I am
quiet.
handing him a Yonda's heroic elixir specified for Devil's Charm.
All right. Can you let him know what that does?
Yes. For the next, give me a second to pull. You will have 22 charisma for the next roll. Damn it.
I believe it's a 1d4 plus 1 round.
I'm just waiting for it to roll.
No worries.
For 4 rounds, so your charisma is now 22. You have disadvantage on saving throws during this time, but you're good with your tongue.
Yes, Yonda's heroic elixir has very, very good buffs and very, very bad debuffs.
Honguzi, after you drink this potion, Anda questions her platonic friendship with you for the very first time.
Like.
Speak then.
Yes.
You've come clearly a long way.
Yes, and bearing a being of simple purpose and considerably more ability than we would possess, and I think purpose that you would find useful. If I may continue.
Please.
Tiamat. He is she has been a problem. She has attempted escape before she smuggles artifacts through her Abishai. She is doubtless a problem that will grow if left unchecked. However, I think it's fair to say that you have better things to be doing with your time than riding herd on a fallen god with delusions of reclaiming past glories.
I would ask, do you think me incapable of dealing with her, of keeping her in line, mortal?
If you were incapable, I think you would. I do not think dealing with her would be your task to begin with. If you were incapable, I do not think you could achieve any of what you have here. And while I am no general, to me this looks like a very efficient, very successful third she. I do not think she threatens you. I do not think she would attempt. Tiamat, Tiamat is the mother of all dragons. I think if she believed herself a threat, she would not attempt escape. She would attempt conquest. And unless I'm mistaken, she has not, and she will not. She cannot. But here's a problem. Problem that occupies more attention than it should. Problem that unfortunately I cannot offer a permanent solution to the being we have, while certainly he would do it were it in his capability. Unfortunately, he cannot end Tiamat. But with your assistance, I think he could become the tip of a spear that can lodge itself firmly in her side, or perhaps as long as you allow it to remain there, freeing up resources for better purposes, for your purposes, whatever they may be.
And tell me plainly, what is it you propose?
A certain amount of aid to the Shadow Dragon for for fairly shortly, he will raid Tiamat, looking to wound her greatly, get his pound of flesh for being turned into a dragon in the first place. Unaided, I am sure he will. I am sure that perhaps he will give her perhaps a scar or two, and then die. With assistance, he can get a little bit further, and once he has taken hold of his senses, I'm sure you could guide him to retreat, recuperate, to and at a time and place of I am sure you're choosing for. Though he is a dragon, he is not a fool, and you are far greater than he. And besides, I think he would be delighted if he was able to do it all again. Hurt her.
Basically, we're sort of offering him as a capable distraction so that Tiamat stays busy.
Occupied, annoyed, perhaps even terrorized, given given enough time, given enough aid, maybe even a little bit of maybe if he even surprises us all and proves wiser than expected.
I'll say go ahead, Hongzi, make a persuasion check with your +6 charisma.
Nice.
If you're proficient in persuasion, you would add the proficiency
Yeah.
bonus as well, right? Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what I think I will do? I've got a nat 20. I think I will use it.
Okay. Why the heck not? This is the time to use it.
Yeah, for a cumulative 26, if that is relevant.
I think you would struggle to find entities here who do not want to see Tiamat humbled. Certainly, I don't believe there are any in this room who do not want to see that happen. I'm curious, though. Wow, the concept of a leash on that upstart is appealing. Sounds to me that I am taking an entity which already, as you've pointed out, takes more of my attention than I would like, and am devoting more attention to it. How, pray tell, might that be compensated for? This movement of manpower, as you all might say.
What do you require?
I am fighting the only fight that matters against chaos, entropy, the very forces that want to sunder our planes apart. Demons are uncaring about any form of order. If they have their way, they will grow more and more powerful until their very nature sunders existence. And again, as much as I'm sure we all would like to see Tiamat brought low, I would need to take people, troops, and attention away from that, the most integral of fights. You can see how I might be hesitant to do so if there were nothing to balance that movement of troops and attention out.
Well,
So you need more
of course,
manpower.
I don't. Well, of course, he will. Of course, there's always the Shadow Dragon itself. He is. His change has balanced his nature somewhat, and he was already capable of at least the reasoning necessary to see fits to take a transaction offered on desirable terms. And I think we are all well aware that of all his desires, greatest burning is that to hurt Tiamat. And I am sure that should utility or need provide, you would be more than capable communicating to him that when need arises, that his rage would be better spent on targets of your own choosing, battlefields that a dragon's gentle attentions aid.
And you can guarantee that this entity would be at my beck and call should I need their reinforcement? I notice they are not here to reinforce this agreement.
Throck kind of goes up to Hong Huzi and then like kind of whispers into his ear. After he kills Tiamat, I don't think he'll have the same amount of rage. And also, he would also like to live, and I don't think this is the place that he would like, or any other creature for that. Why don't we offer our service and kill whatever general or demon that we need to? backs up.
Like Hongozu will like kind of like frown thoughtfully, and then he'll like put his hands together and like bow and like, General, would we be able to have a brief moment to discuss? I've been informed of something. Thank you. And I think we'll we'll shuffle off to a sufficiently secluded corner, and
I sure hope y'all know what you're doing.
so
Yeah,
Rock
I kind of
has
hope they do too.
Rock's brought up a fairly safe point I wish I had known a little bit earlier, that apparently our good dragon would like a bit of freedom after this. I don't know if I can promise him that. Maybe what I can maybe I can talk her into maybe I can talk her around to negotiate. Maybe I can talk her around into negotiating with him, set her own terms with him. Perhaps she's gonna have to communicate with him at some point, and frankly, a deal they make between them, eh, that's not really any of our business. But on to the point, Throck has suggested that we do a little bit of contract assassination to sweeten the pot for her.
I mean, are
That
we even capable of that?
I don't think she'd throw us against something we couldn't kill.
I remember the last
he's
demon we hung
practical.
out with. It wasn't great.
He's practical. He has rules. At the very least, we can assume that if we get her if we get her to, if she agrees to it, and we can get it in the fine print that she's not just going to leave us stranded after the fact, then she'll follow through. And
Devils follow through. They don't make deals that they won't keep.
And she's not a devil, though.
Throck looks back at her.
yeah, like
Looks at the
he just
shadow
like,
wings.
She hella is a devil.
She looks like one to me.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, we just keep getting deeper and deeper.
Throck walks up close to Andra and puts his hand on her shoulder. If you don't want to do this, we can just go.
I mean, what else am I gonna do?
Proserpina.
I mean, not thrilled about this. I mean, given that I was kind of promised to one of the Lords of Hell before I was born, and he seems to kind of have his eye on me, and we're moving closer to him by being here. But you're my friend, and I promised I would help you, so. Don't like this place. I don't like this place. I don't like this place. She's pretty, but I don't like this place.
then I'll leave it in the back pocket. Last resort, if it has to be pulled from. In the meantime, I'll see if I can disentangle a little bit. And yeah, he'll like turn back, get back into this conversation here.
Trust you had a productive conversation.
Yes, illuminating. Unfortunately, it seems the Shadow Dragon, he would not do well as a soldier necessarily. Although I am sure you're more than capable of striking a beneficial deal on your own terms, especially considering that he will owe you his survival directly.
As much as I would enjoy something like that on retainer, I can understand. But I believe that were I to assist and were this dragon to survive, not only would they, yes, be slightly indebted to me for my actions, but to you all as well. Would he not be? I wonder if you and this dragon could take fights where I cannot.
If I may be so presumptuous, do you speak of perhaps dealing with threats that house themselves in our home plane, threats that think themselves beyond your reach?
No. You all seem of a certain capability. I'm going to guess that you all have been there before. Their home, the abyss.
Yeah, you're wise. You're correct.
If any of you are as wise as at least your talking would imply, you would know that a purely defensive war is not sustainable. I can invade, I can attack, but it is difficult, it is taxing, and it leaves me spread thin. Particularly going into any more powerful demon's exact domain. Now, were I to have a capable strike force, deliver a crippling blow to another more powerful demon, now that would be quite tactically advantageous, wouldn't you say?
Not argue. I can't argue with that reasoning.
Pretty sound.
You're muted, Val.
No, I'm not.
Oh no, okay. You just if you were trying to say something, I didn't hear it.
Just she said that. Yeah, that's some pretty sound logic.
So, instead of worrying about the whims and desires of what this dragon wants to do after the fight, I were to lay out some potential targets of import, and you and whatever allies you desire to gather, and in a agreeable time frame, were to assassinate them, I would consider that an agreeable deal.
So you're looking to have us be your hitmen?
Suppose that's one way of putting it. Yes.
I mean, there are worse jobs, right?
Work we've already done before.
I believe
Work.
you've seen some worse jobs
Those are
walking through my
definitely
plane.
some terrible jobs. Yeah, like they
Most
should
of them
really
are
think
just
about
going to
you
be
rather-
consumed.
I mean, it doesn't sound like that bad of a deal, y'all. Especially if it gets our boy some help.
Then I suppose you wouldn't. I suppose you wouldn't mind if we discuss some of the particulars. But I think that we have the beginnings of a deal that we will agree to.
Terrific. Indeed, particulars are important. There are a lot of entities I would want you all to destroy for me, were I to be able to point you indiscriminately. But I have some particular favorites. There is most of you mortals know the Baylor as the most terrifying in the abyss of the demons who are not greater than such a creature. But there are others that should be feared more. There is a Mollydeus, a surprisingly competent tactician and very large soldier and threat in their own right. Right hand to a demon lord themselves. Were they to fall, the communication line, the reliable leadership for that particular entity would be severed for a not insignificant amount of time. If that sounds too challenging, there has been word from what little information I have been able to gather of a bit of a power shift. A Sybarex ousted from its domain, but in doing so, absorbed into another. Were it to fall, it would prevent yet another powerful lieutenant from being created for my enemies. And of course, were you bold enough to accept such a task, I would be most excited to gift you forces to assault Inagu.
Yeah, I think we can all presume that was out of character.
Hi,
Can I
sorry.
roll a religion check?
Please, with advantage.
Oh, and Rob, how did you spell Maliar?
Say again.
The first demon you mentioned.
So Mollydeus. So Mollydeus. Yes. Let's see here. What was that religion we got?
Pretty nice.
Yeah. So Unagu's a demon lord. So very, very, very powerful entity, and is the kind of the line between patron saint, creator of, embodiment of gnolls and savagery, kind of a bestial menace and entity.
Yeah, that's so.
The beast of butchery is
Throck is starting to
a
remember.
common name.
Maybe run into some of the followers. Right.
I was just waiting for which demon lord you were gonna name drop.
I have a question. When you say that if we were bold enough and you would provide forces, are you capable? And I'm not saying that you're not. I just don't know the extent of your capabilities or what you're willing to toes you're willing to step on. Are you willing to step on the toes of a dream eater in order to help us with the teeny weeny advantage?
Dream eater is of little consequence to me. I could swat one like a fly if it truly benefited me.
Well, we're in the process of negotiating details, right? And particulates. Just saying, regardless of going into the abyss, as you can see, we are a druid, a fighter, a hunghuzi, and a wizard, which are very capable. But you know what would be very useful down there? A paladin? And a dream eater happens to have the soul of ours.
I see.
Instead of looking for a new one that likes us, even if it was temporarily, maybe you could help us just get ours back to help with this conquest of yours.
Lemalideus and the Sybarex.
Yes.
Oh. In exchange for a little bit thrown in the minor bonus that paladin returned. Step 3 even.
That is very bold. I wasn't going to be that bold, but thank you for being bold for me, Hongmuzi. I love you.
I think I'm beginning to like the group of you. Let me propose this. In exchange for assisting your dragon companion in his fight against Tiamat, and for the smiting of a particular dream eater, you shall slay either the Mollydeus or Sybarex, whichever suits your fancy at the time. And then you, the paladin, and whatever other allies you care to gather shall spearhead the assassination of Yunagu.
Hungry like will glance back. Is anybody objecting?
With which I
that's
shall
good.
provide what troops I can, given my restrictions.
Yeah, I'll speaking out of character at the moment. Like Hongo's is glancing back. Like, is anybody objecting?
No, we can do this. I think we can do this.
What we must.
In general, I think we have ourselves a deal.
I agree, looking at Throck. In case you're not aware, and we'll kind of take a gauntlet off one hand, getting ready to extend it to shake hands with someone. This is no back alley agreement. Once one of you shakes my hand and we agree to this deal, we are both bound by something deeper than both of us. Were you to renege on any part of this, it will not end well for you.
Throck, having kind of caused this whole situation, kind of puts a hand on Huzi's shoulder, kind of knowing that he's usually takes responsibility in situations like this. Kind of like nods at him and then steps forward past him.
Yeah, Hongo like nods back.
Do we have a deal?
Yes.
You grasp her hand to shake it. Your body is filled with like heat and energy. Like you feel like you're like burning up inside. Like you have a terrible like fever and you've been sitting out in the sun, just like touching this entity just fills you with heat. And as you complete the handshake, you can feel a like non-physical chain almost latch. Something clicks deep within you as she pulls her hands away, slowly puts her armor gauntlet back onto the hand. Well, believe your companion has a fight coming up, but I'm excited to hear your progress on yours. Once the smaller of the two is dealt with, we can discuss the process of the larger of the two.
Okay.
We will provide.
Yes.
You are doing the plains a great service. I hope you are aware.
Just as we are aware that you are doing us great service.
I look forward to our next conversation.
Thank you for the compliment.
Yeah. Thanks. Thanks for your time. You're a very important, busy entity, probably doing the most important work of anyone in the plains. And it is an honor to help you out. Oh, God.
while I'm sure there are other ways we could serve you, I think we had best prepare to fulfill our duties.
Indeed. And also, I wouldn't want you serving me to conflict with anything you have going on. Her eyes briefly flit to your gauntlets.
He just kind of uh brief just briefly, very briefly, very quickly smiles. Otherwise, an acknowledge. Thank you for your consideration.
And simply just motions towards the door and it cracks back open. Begins to simply regard the battle plans once again and already starts moving things around.
Yeah, I think we're all going to make our exit.
Yep.
Yeah.
I will even say that, like, as soon as we're out of the actual citadel itself, like, on just like, all right, cool, time to plane shift. Like, had enough time.
Start the car.
Yeah, started the car.
Go.
Just like, and Anja is definitely not like laying out bones sort of thing. Like with Anja, it's almost like she is literally tearing the weave open, in order for us to from where we are to where we need to be.
Yeah, in a very different way, these arcane runes. I imagine almost Anja gets like the kind of like superhero thing where like the eyes just go pure like magic colored.
She has that. Her focus is a bracelet that her mother gave her. So like it just sort of like runes will like light up around it, and bits of the weave just sort of start to crack around her being until it's like a woof.
And just unlike the kind of strange gateway, just a tear in something deep forms and sucks you all in through a more familiar process of plane shifting.
Mm-hmm.
I am guessing that you are plane shifting back to the Myconid forest. If is that correct?
Are we going the Myconid forest or the swamp?
Well, I don't know why you all are going back to the swamp because the dragon's not there anymore.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, where time out. Where do we want to go back home to? Like the forest? Or are we going back to the forest? Cool, we're going back to the forest.
Where we have the most amount of friends.
The forest? Yeah, the forest is definitely a great place. It'd either be that or Lindum, but I think the forest is definitely Myconid Forest. That's where we're going.
Great. As you all appear into the Myconid forest, seeing still there the nautiloid, the nautilus. Yeah, that's still a thing.
Yeah, they're genuinely confused, and also you notice very subtly hyperventilating in the way of somebody who has had practice at managing their own hyperventilation, their own hyperventilating is. Where's this? Where's he? Where? I don't like this. Where's unless anybody's gonna stop him, he's gonna start kind of nervously kind of just searching around for the other thing we do know to see why is that still there.
You don't see Bliss's patron anywhere near here.
Okay.
Isn't kind of a good sign that it's still here. It means Lockheed hasn't taken it.
like looks over at Throck and is like, did you just say what I thought you said?
What?
the fucking grin on Rob's face with that brow hackle.
Why is everyone looking at me like that?
You know how we told you to avoid the name?
No.
Oh, we
Did
definitely,
you?
yeah, we definitely told you not to say her name out loud.
Oh. Oh, yeah, that was a long time ago.
Mm-hmm. It still applies, though.
I guess the reason why she notices specifically. You've given us a problem, Throck.
Oh. We don't need more problems.
Stepping out into the air, you see just a drifting spectral robe, similar to the one that you all spoke with in the Conjured Illusion at the end of last season. Kind of just a floating spectral robe, hands kind of in a way that the two skeletal hands are both within the different sleeves of the robe. Just kind of drift into existence nearby, kind of just looking around, just observing. And then we'll turn to the group of you, and in your minds you will hear, "Ah, so this must be the long-awaited delivery."
There is a singular complication. It appears to be registered. Can be moved around. It's based on our inference. It can't do what you require of it until that registry is complete.
Well, thorough and effective. The information is well taken. But I've also waited long enough. Now, I've come to understand that somehow my forces cannot enter this place. Now, that seems to lead me to two possibilities. Either it is sent out to my liaison, or someone who is not Gith, like myself, would have to retrieve it physically. I believe you all smart enough to know which would be preferential. I expect it in no less than an hour. And she disappears. And we're going to leave the episode there for this session of Revenge of the Gith. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you had as much fun as we did, as much as I did with that.
Yeah, as much as you did.
Fun.
Like,
Yeah. sometimes you all as players give me gifts for the narrative, like that. That was a gift, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
I'm glad that we just let it happen too. Like I just like no retcon, just like yep, that's a Throck thing to do.
Yeah, it gets said. Like,
yeah.
No.
I like it. I'm here for it.
Fuck.
Correct. Tira.
So on that note, why don't you
that
all
note,
tell us where we can find
hey.
you on the internet, so we can watch you make more interesting decisions and do more cool things.
Well, hey everyone, I'm Val. This is my channel. If you haven't caught on yet, I produce TTRPGs for me and my friends over here. We're in a transitional phase where most of our shows actually ended, but we have some new ones starting. So you can find us back here again on Saturday morning and Saturday afternoon. Saturday morning, we have the second season of our Emperwind campaign, The Ghost of Axia, which is an all-fem campaign. There's no boys allowed in that one. And then on Saturday afternoon, you can catch us being horny on main, as you would be. How did Emma describe Dragon Age? Trauma and I don't know. It's horny on main and all Templars are bastards. That's essentially the theme of the Dragon Age campaign that we're in. We only have 3 episodes left of that, as well as 3 episodes left here. And then next Thursday, I would like to remind everyone, next Thursday we are premiering a new show, Nightmares on the Frontier, 1 p.m. PDT, pardon me, where we're running a brand new Forged in the Dark skin that our good friend Jamie has created for us. Yes, it's very exciting. We're all very excited, and yeah, we get to discover what's going on there. But yeah, that's it. That's all I'm doing. Like I'm see, like I'm only working like half of as hard as I normally do, so basically I'm on vacation. Like I get to sleep till noon, so that's great. So the rest of you in our opposite direction, where you at? Where can we find you?
Hey, hi, hello, and a good evening to everybody. I have been Obadiah. You can find me elsewhere on the internet, on Twitter at Josta Dyson, and perhaps one fine day you might even find me on twitch.tv/Denowy playing some video games. Uh, Elsewhere, currently I am not. Well, I might be on a show in perhaps a few weeks. We'll see how things go.
A little
But
tease.
in the meantime, if you want to see a little bit more of me, I would actually recommend that you stop by the Valdriant YouTube channel uh, where recordings of the game I GM'd, Shades of Tartarus, are uploaded and are being uploaded. Recommend you check them out. It's
We're
a
halfway
fantastic
through the
time.
uploads. I'm gonna finish it tonight.
Fantastic. Look forward to it. And that's just about me. So
All right, everyone. You can find me all over the internet as Robin_Shadle. I think it's this Thursday, which is tomorrow. I will be on Gruber McEvil's Twitch channel DMing our own D&D campaign. It's either this week or next week. I'm getting the Thursdays confused. I'm good at that at my age. Beyond that, you will see me hawking my debut novel, Liam's Doom, all over the internet. And with Pride Month coming up, there will be a promotion where half of any royalties I earn during that month will be given to the Trevor Project, as well as pre-orders for the second novel in the series, Carmela's Ghost, and anything else that happens to pop up in the next month. A large portion of those proceeds will be given to the Trevor Project as well.
Hi, I'm Montana. You can find me at Montana What on Instagram and at Montana What 2 on Twitter. And you can find me on Twitch June 13th, where I actually host a 5e podcast where it's so completely improvised except for a couple of roll charts, but most of it's just kind of figuring out where it's going. It's about 4 children that grew up in a place where there's no death, there was no pain, and now they're cast out into the world, trying to figure out who they are and the heroes they're supposed to become, because they have these birthmarks on their bodies, which people seem to recognize. They've just finished slaying a witch that was that was like tormenting a kingdom with narcolepsy, and they figured out what death is because they murdered her. Poured in a giant pot of soup over top of her. They found out also the kingdom is a little weird. The king kind of takes a little more money for himself, so they've also been introduced to capitalism. So they're going to be wrestling with death and capitalism in the next episode. So check us out June 13th on Neospife.
All right. And hello, everyone. I'm Rob the Rolling, your GM for the evening. You can find me as such on Twitch and Twitter. If you want to see more of me on the platform, come check out RF Chaos. Every Thursday, I'm in a show called Dreams of Silver and Stone, an 8th Steamworks game where I play a dwarf scoundrel. Don't worry, it's just the name of the class. Totally isn't me at all. And super exciting one shot this Saturday on the 29th, 6:30 CST. I'll be running like clockwork with the wonderful Ruby Heart channel. If you don't know Ruby Heart or Narissa, as you may know them, you should really check them out. Amazing human, even better speedrunner of Shadow of the Colossus, and a great role player. So I'll be running that game over on RF Chaos with the Ruby Heart, as well as some mods and members of the community, including Stephen Dewey, Temporal Mechanics. So come check us out. It'll be a ton of fun. It's their first time playing the system and my second time GMing it. So it'll be a ton of fun.
All right, dope, everyone. And with that, we are going to go and say hello over to our friends Mimics and Monstrosities, as they are also playing some Dungeons and Dragons, and looks like they're even charity for Color for Change. So that's what we're doing. So everyone, see ya, wave, bye. We love you. It's great.